Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. God bless you all for joining me. I want to ask a question here, just for a few minutes. And that is, when Obama was in office for 2 terms, and when Biden was in office for 1 term, thank God, not 2, what happened to ICE? Yeah, Ice Baby. What happened to him? I think I talked about this a little bit in one of my other videos, but I want to just talk about this a couple of minutes here because I didn't hear anything about ICE. I didn't hear anything about them deporting people. As a matter of fact, I found out that under the Obama administration, during his 8 years, one report stated that he deported 12 million illegals. In fact, they called him the nickname Deporter in Chief. But you heard nothing about ICE. You heard nothing about them being illegal. You heard nothing about, you didn't hear anything. It was like they was melted ice. You didn't hear anything about them. Nothing. I mean, where was the protesters under the Obama administration? Where were they? I mean, I'm not saying there weren't any protesters during the Obama administration protesting against ICE deporting all of these illegals. I'm not going to say it wasn't any, because I wasn't as politically astute then as I am now. But where were we? Where were they? I'm pretty sure there weren't that many protesters, if any at all, during the Obama administration or the Biden administration. Where were they? Somebody tell me. I'll tell you where they were. They were nowhere. They didn't need to be anywhere because Obama was their man. Obama pushed policies for the left that they wanted. They favored him. He was the first black president and all this other kind of rigmarole. Failing to look at the man's policies and but I'm not going to get into all that because it's common sense. Now let's fast forward, right? Now all of a sudden, and also, by the way, too, let me go back. Tom Homan was appointed by Obama as the border czar. I mean, he was the one appointed as the border czar. He's been the border czar for that many years. He's been the border czar for that many years. And he was doing his job. No one said anything negative about him that I knew of, that I read of. There was no negativity spun about Tom Homan. There was no negativity spun towards Obama. It was all good. Millions. 12 million, that's what I heard. I mean, how accurate that is, I don't know. You can look that up. But that's what I heard. He deported, under the Obama administration, 12 million illegals for the 8 years that he was there. But I'm pretty sure it was more than what Trump is doing. Trump is nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Now let's fast forward. Tom Homan is still in, right? Now, Tom Homan is a racist. ICE is just evil, and they're just going around arbitrarily gunning people down. What in the HELL happened? What happened all of a sudden? I'll tell you what happened. The mainstream liberal biased media that everybody keeps watching over and over and over again. Let me say this again. Not to anyone that's watching this, but I'm just going to say it in general for somebody that may be watching it and don't have sense enough to switch up every now and then. If you keep watching one source of news, like the mainstream liberal bias news, they are going to spin Trump's administration and ICE in a negative way. They are going to twist things to make it look like ICE is just going around arbitrarily killing innocent people. That is a lie. When you see these people getting shot, when you see these people getting beat, it is because they are interfering with law enforcement. ICE is not going around in city after city looking for people, particularly Americans, innocent Americans, to haul off. That is a bunch of bullcrap. And any error that takes place is usually because someone an American is interfering with what ICE is trying to do, so they end up going to jail for it. When you interfere with law enforcement, you end up paying the prices. There are consequences. Duh. Get the heck out of the way. Now, I've just recently read somewhere or heard somewhere that another person got unalived by ICE. I guess it was ICE or Border Patrol. I think this was ICE this time, because the last one was Border Patrol. You can't keep up with it now. And why? Because people find these protesters, these radicalized people, find it necessary to interfere with lawful, law-abiding law enforcers who are simply doing their job. When you get in the way, you risk getting unalived. It's just that simple. Stay out of the way. There is no balance. There is no balance because law enforcement, the ICE are doing what they're supposed to do. If we were a law enforcement and these people were coming on us, pulling guns out on us, trying to hit us with cars and all this, what would you do? Please, man, the average person is going to try to protect themselves. They're not going to sit up and say, well, I'm law enforcement. I'm here to I won't do anything. Really? Stop it. It's interesting how we, as civilians, or people who had no training in security or police work or any experience in this whatsoever, stand back from the outside and try to dictate and determine what law enforcement is supposed to be doing. And I get it. Law enforcement is not perfect. They're not. No one is perfect. The people that put on those law enforcement uniforms and put those badges on, regardless of what branch, they are imperfect people. Every last one of them. As we are. But let us not stand back on the outside trying to dictate to them what should and shouldn't be done. Well, she's trying to run you over with a car. Okay, no, shoot the tires. Real stupid stuff. Because we have no clue what these law enforcement officers are dealing with. We have no clue how scared they are. We have no clue. Because after all, some of them have been shot at. Let's keep it 100. And a person with common sense is going boom, 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 shoot back. That's anyone. So let's quit with the foolishness. But getting back to that whole concept of when Obama was in office, for the 8 years that he was unfortunately in office, I didn't hear a freaking thing. Why all of a sudden now Tom Homan is racist? Why all of a sudden now ICE is the worst people to live on Earth, on the planet? It's bull crap. That's why. We're being twisted. We're being manipulated, people. And it's all 99.9% of it is coming from the mainstream liberal media. This is why I don't talk to people one-on-one about these issues. If you want to know about them, watch my videos. I don't talk to people one-on-one with these issues because most people have been so brainwashed and conditioned and are in such a strong trance state that when they ask me these things, I just say, no, that's cool. I'm good. Because they're not going to listen. They're going, well, what are you talking about? What is it? Why would I waste my time? I'm through doing that. Watch my videos, and that's how you get informed. Other than that, unless you have an open heart and my spirit is agreement with your spirit and God is speaking to me and saying, you know what, go ahead and explain to them because I think they really want to learn. They really want to see the other side. I'll talk about it. But in the meantime, I'm not going to talk about it. I've given people what they need to give. I've given people the resources. They refuse to look into the resources. That's on them. That is on them. Me, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be a slave to what I see on the mainstream liberal media. I'm not going to be twisted and messed up and filled with hate and law enforcement and everybody else. I'm not going to do it. I don't fall for it. It's a lie and the devil is a liar. So that's what I had to say about that. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.